journey really starts in 2010. So I got downsized from my job. I was working as a team leader for customer service, and I got downsized. And so, being a single mother, it was, am I going to go back to work and just get another job to pay the bills? Or should I take advantage of the opportunity? Because, I had unemployment and to go to school. So I made a decision to go back to school, but I had already started getting a business degree, and it wasn't something that really resonated with me because for so long as, working in corporate America, nothing felt like I've ever finished a project, right? So there was nothing hands-on, nothing really felt like I had accomplished something at the end of the day. So I literally grabbed the course catalog from the local community college and started flipping through it. And I said I wanted something that was hands-on, instant gratification, a new skill set. And I thought I was going to go into photography, but ended up going to the culinary school there. So that 2 years while I was in culinary school, I started networking and wound up with my first job at Pura Vida, which they had a partnership with the culinary school. And, I started working in the restaurant and really fell in love with pastries. And that's when I started learning how to make marshmallow. Couldn't make a marshmallow to save my life while I was there. The process of making marshmallows is taking egg whites and pouring sugar syrup into the egg whites. And every time I had the wrong temperature and just ended up having like shards of glass. So I was the worst marshmallow maker ever. So, I'm working in the restaurant and coming up with new pastries, and people are coming in to buy them at a dozen at a time. And I really start doing the math, like if it was my own business, I wouldn't be getting paid $11 an hour. I'd be making a profit on these 20, 30, 300 pastries that people offered for a wedding. So I really started thinking about the numbers, and I decided I wanted my own food business. So I started tinkering with this recipe and really honed in on making marshmallows and ended up making a s'more survival kit. So that's what I called it, was a s'more survival kit. From there, I had my own little mobile bakery and thought I was ready to own my own brick-and-mortar bakery. And I was wrong because I was undercapitalized at the time and I didn't really market my business well. So I closed the doors very quickly because I was just losing money, and ended up going back to working for other restaurants and eventually getting into education. So I had an opportunity to become a culinary instructor at a local high school. And I loved it. I loved the kids, but it didn't love me back. And while I was there in the school, I was teaching entrepreneurship. It was part of my curriculum was entrepreneurship. And I really loved it. So it was like lemonade day. So I would take lemonade day and put that into the curriculum. And the kids would come up with recipes, not just for lemonade, but also for pastries, So they had like lemonade cupcakes and lemonade cakes. And we would sell it. And we actually had a food truck at the high school. So the kids would sell in the food truck. They would sell in the restaurant. And I really loved that aspect of it, was the entrepreneurship part. And so my entrepreneurial spirit was still inside of me. And I said, you know what? I think I'm ready to go back to owning my own business and really diving into, having a successful business and then coming back and teaching entrepreneurship with a successful business. So that's when I began the journey in 2017 to revamp my s'more survival kit. Found out about subscription boxes. And I said, this is a brilliant business model for me because my overhead is low. I know how many customers I'll have for the month. And then, and with marshmallows, I can do a different flavor every month. So this seemed like a really smart business model. So from 2017, I'm just really pontificating, setting up my s'more survival kit. And it becomes real in August of 2019. I launched in August of 2019 to just 5 subscribers, built my way up by June of 2020 to about 250 subscribers. What's a s'more survival kit? A s'more survival kit was this little kit that I came up with. I created this from scratch, right? So I was using my Cricut to cut the tops and the bottoms and this little piece of chocolate. And it started out with this little 3x3 box that when you get it, you open it up and there would be inside like some fresh made marshmallows. You can see the powder falling off of that. And some chocolate. So typically it was Hershey's chocolate. And then at the time I wasn't making my own graham crackers. So I had Nabisco or honey made graham crackers in there. And then it had a little tea light candle, kind of like your sterno. And then a little stick so that you could like roast your marshmallow, right? So it became the S'more Survival Kit was really just about like this little gift that people would give to one another. I remember one of my colleagues, she bought one for her daughter and she refused to use it because she just loved the idea so much that like she just kept her little kit, because it's S'more Survival Kit. So just in case I need it, right? So one of those things, because s'mores are really nostalgic, right? And it's about that campfire or being a Girl Scout and sitting around, and making s'mores with your friends. And just like that joy that comes with, things that we remember from our childhood, for sure. So this was like my first iteration of a s'more survival kit. And it has grown into the Marshmallow of the Month Club. To the story too, right? So when I started the Marshmallow of the Month Club, one aspect of my life that I really didn't know how I wanted to convey within my, let me go back. Okay. So as I was developing my Marshmallow of the Month Club, I was working my full-time job. I am a single mother with 2 girls. And so I would come home and, I need to take care of things for them. And I also needed to keep working on the business. And I just felt like I just needed a minute to decompress before I moved into my next role, right? So coming home from teaching, now I need to decompress. And for me, it's food. Right. So sometimes, and it wasn't that it was the comfort of the food, but it was really that like, so that bite of working on my graham crackers and working on the marshmallows really just helped me to just like, okay, I can do something different right now. Right. So as I'm developing the Marshmallow of the Month Club, I'm like, how can this help someone else who needs that moment of self-care, self-love, decompression, just, I just need a minute, just give me a minute. So as I launched, customers started sending me feedback. Some of the great feedback was that they felt like a friend was sending them a gift. And I'm like, yes, spot on. And they felt like it was a little bit of me time. I have one subscriber who takes care of her elderly mother. And once a month, she sits down by herself and she just enjoys her box to herself, just to give her that moment of just. And then, I have people who use it for date night, so there's 6 marshmallows and there's 6 graham crackers. So they're sitting down together with this little tea light and, they'll tell me that this is all about date night for the 2 of us and they're enjoying it together. And then I also have families that enjoy it, and they've reached out to me like, this isn't enough for all 4 of us. So I started working on, another kit, but a larger kit for families. But right now you've got that whole family coming together over this little tea light and, enjoying time together and that spot of joy, just that moment, and creating their own memories with this S'more Survival Kit. And I've gotten some great feedback, but the last one that I just posted, that was just sent to me, the customer said, I haven't had a regular s'more since I subscribed to this box. And I was like, yeah, that's good. But every time I get that, I once in a while you get something negative because it just doesn't appeal to that person. But when you get those little moments of, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do. That moment with your family, the decompression, just enjoy the enjoyment. Just, I guess it can be self-care too. So I know I'm sharing my gift and it's being received in the way that I wanted it to be received. What was important about crafting my message was so that it's a message that resonates with all of my subscribers, right? So I was really focused on it's this nostalgic s'more for everybody. If you don't eat pork or if you're gluten free. And then as I was talking to Jamila this morning, and she's just like, but what's the tie that binds, right? Because that's something that's important to me too, because food is the tie that binds us, right? So, but what's the ties that bind the people to a S'more Survival Kit or the Marshmallow of the Month Club? So digital marketing for my business helps me to create that organic traffic, building the community that I've built on Instagram, using search engine optimization in order to promote my listing. When people are searching for Google, whether they're searching for Marshmallow of the Month Club or Marshmallow subscription box, just, really understanding those keywords. So digital marketing for me helps me to grow my business. So I'm not looking to scale, but I'm definitely looking to grow the business that it continues to replace my income. And that's why being a part of this digital marketing campaign is going to launch me even further than I expected. So, I've been around on Clubhouse for months now. I don't know how many days, definitely not 194 days in a row, but just listening to Tamara and CJ and all the experts that they've brought onto Clubhouse, and really thinking about what can I do with all the tips that they have given us for with digital marketing, and how do I dig in and find that one channel that's going to bring me the greatest success, right? I don't want to really spread myself thin. The revival of my S'more Survival Kit and taking that failed experience from the brick-and-mortar bakery and building it into a business that became, we use a lot of words like wealth generation and building a legacy. So for me, it was just building my legacy, what I wanted to share with the world, my gift. It was just, even though I couldn't make marshmallows, baking was just something that I just fell in love with. And I just wanted to share this gift, So even though I was teaching at the time when I started developing it, I found more joy in going home after a long day at school and working on my business than I did actually being at the school every day. So that told me something. There's something about this business that I'm willing to, after standing on my feet, for 8-9 hours a day, I'm willing to go home and keep working to make my business, come to life, because it was just something that I just felt I needed to share. And I knew I didn't want to do it in a market. I wanted to have a consistent business and be able to replace my income and reduce my overhead. And I just knew that having a subscription box was the right model for me.